Big moves are happening at Barcelona. Luis Suarez has just shared powerful advice with wonderkid Lamine Yamal on how to take his game to the next level. At the same time, new Barca boss Hansi Flick isn't wasting time. He's already picked up the phone and called Nico Williams to personally explain his vision for the future of the club. Could this be the start of a new golden era at Camp Nou? Let's break it all down. Former Barcelona striker Luis Suarez has given his verdict on Lamine Yamal and is thrilled to see the teenager playing a starring role at the Catalan club already. Yamal is still yet to turn 18, something it's very easy to forget, but has already become a key player for club and country. He helped Barca win the double last season and is being tipped to win the Ballon d'Or later this year. Suarez says he's happy to see him thriving and has told the youngster to simply enjoy his football if he wants to improve even further. Lamine is a player who is showing maturity at an early age compared to others. He shows great maturity at the age of 17, he told DAZN. He takes responsibility when he participates in important matches, and he has challenges that he imposes on himself as a Barcelona fan. I'm very happy for him. He has to continue to enjoy himself and continue to gain experience in order to continue to improve. There are still things he needs to learn, as we all learned when we were 18, 20 or 25 years old. He is marking an era and making a big difference. Suarez is currently preparing for the Club World Cup with Inter Miami alongside former Barcelona teammates Lionel Messi, Jordi Alba and Sergio Busquets. Hansi Flick has already called Nico Williams to explain Barcelona project. With each passing minute, there appears to be a new development in Barcelona's pursuit of athletic club and Spain winger Nico Williams. The Blaugrana seem to have moved on from the 22-year-old after being snubbed by him last summer. Luis Diaz of Liverpool instead had been identified as the priority target for the left flank. But things have happened over the past few hours, starting with Deco meeting with Nico's agent, Felix Tinta, in Barcelona to discuss the possibility of a transfer. Hansi Flick has spoken with Nico Williams. Now, in yet another major development, Gigantes reports that Barcelona manager Hansi Flick has already spoken with Nico Williams over a phone call to discuss and explain his project to the winger. This could be a huge step in the right direction for Nico and Barca as far as a summer transfer is concerned, indicating that the manager has already given his green light to the deal. Nico, for his part, is understood to be crazy about playing for Barcelona and is prepared to make the jump this time around after backing out last summer due to registration concerns. In fact, the UEFA Euro 2024 winner would be ready to accept the same €12 million gross annual salary that Barca had offered him last year. With Flick now believed to have already held talks with the athletic club winger, the situation might be advancing rather rapidly. Nico has a €62 million release clause in his contract which Barcelona will need to activate in order to sign him, given that athletic club will not negotiate a lower fee. With the player seemingly committed to the transfer and Flick also on board, things could heat up in the coming days. Here is an in-depth analysis of how Nico Williams can fit into Hansi Flick's project at FC Barcelona. Player profile: Nico Williams. Age: 21. Position: left winger. Club: Athletic Club Bilbao. Nationality: Spanish. Playing style: explosive, fast dribbler, direct attacker. Strengths: acceleration, 1v1 dribbling, crossing, creativity. Hansi Flick's tactical philosophy: preferred formation: 4-2-3-1 or 4-3-3. Key principles: high pressing, quick transitions, vertical football, positional discipline. Wide play importance: Flick relies heavily on fast, dynamic wingers to stretch the pitch and create space. How Nico Williams fits Hansi Flick's Barca project. 1. Perfect winger for high-tempo football. Flick loves fast-paced attacking football. Nico's blistering pace, fearless dribbling, and direct approach make him an ideal profile for transitions and breaking through defensive lines. 2. Ideal for the left flank. Nico thrives on the left wing, where he can beat defenders on the outside and deliver cutbacks or low crosses. He complements Lamine Yamal, who plays on the right with more finesse and creativity, creating a balanced and dangerous duo. 3. Support for Lewandowski or his successor. Nico's crossing and cut-inside ability is a perfect supply line for a traditional striker like Lewandowski. If Barca opts for a younger, more mobile striker in the future, Nico's speed on the break will be even more crucial. 4. Defensive work rate and pressing. Flick demands defensive discipline from his wingers. Nico has shown at Bilbao that he tracks back, presses high, and supports fullbacks. This fits Flick's aggressive pressing system well. 5. Spanish core. Flick wants a united dressing room with a strong Spanish base. Nico, alongside Pedri, Gavi, Yamal and Bald, strengthens the young Spanish identity of the squad. Potential tactical roles. Role description. LW in 4-3-3 high and wide, tasked with beating fullbacks and crossing into the box. LW in 4-2-3-1 works with overlapping fullbacks, e.g. Bald, cutting in or going wide. Super sub, initially, could start as an impact sub before becoming a regular starter. Challenges to overcome. It needs to improve finishing and decision-making in the final third. It will face competition from players like Ferran Torres, Joao Felix if he stays, or even Ansu Fati. It must handle high-pressure expectations at a big club like Barcelona. With legends like Suarez guiding the next generation and Hansi Flick actively shaping his dream squad, the future looks incredibly exciting for Barcelona fans. Lamine Yamal has the potential to be world-class, and Nico Williams might just be the missing piece on that left wing. If all goes to plan, we could be witnessing the rebirth of a dominant Barca. What do you think? Is Flick building a new dynasty? Drop your thoughts in the comments, like the video, and don't forget to subscribe for more Barcelona updates. Barcelona fans, buckle up. Nico Williams is reportedly crazy about joining Barca. So much so, he's asked his agent to set up a meeting with Deco to push the move forward. But that's not the only wild story today. Did you know Barcelona once turned down Cristiano Ronaldo for just £14 million? Exploding head instead, they signed 3 other players. So what happened to them? Let's dive into these shocking stories and how they could have changed the club's history. Barcelona continue their search for a left winger to strengthen the squad. The club's top priority is Luis Diaz from Liverpool. However, other players also remain on the radars. One of whom happens to be Nico Williams, the athletic club winger who slipped out of the Blaugrana's grasp last summer. In fact, earlier today Barcelona sporting director Deco met with the 22-year-old's agent, Felix Tinta, in the Catalan capital, suggesting that a move could be back on. Nico Williams is absolutely crazy about the idea of playing for Barcelona. He's pushing hard for the move and is fully sold on joining the club. Building on that, Mundo Deportivo reports that Nico Williams is crazy about playing for Barcelona, and that was made clear to Deco during the meeting today. Despite having an offer from Bayern Munich, the Spanish international wants to exhaust every possibility of signing for Barcelona, where he has close friends like Lamine Yamal and Alejandro Bald. Before accepting any other offer, the UEFA Euro 2024 winner wants to know exactly where the Catalan club stands. In fact, Gerard Romero further reports that it was Nico who requested the meeting between his agent and Deco today. After last summer's failure, Barca wanted the 22-year-old to take the first step this time out, which he has now done. Last summer, Nico backed out of the move due to concerns about Barcelona being able to register him, a gamble that Dani Olmo took. Now, however, the winger appears ready to take that same risk. Despite all the transfer buzz, Luis Diaz remains a top priority for Barcelona. He's still high on their wishlist. The report from MD, however, adds that Barcelona still consider Luis Diaz the main option, although they know Liverpool may demand a high transfer fee. The progress of negotiations for Diaz will ultimately determine how much weight other options carry. The Blaugrana have set a €60 million spending limit on him. In Nico's case, his release clause stands at €58 million, which will rise up to €62 million with inflation adjustments. Just after it emerged that Barcelona had paid top target Joan Garcia's €25 million release clause today, there has been another significant development with regard to the Catalans' transfer activity. It is no secret that Barca are eager to sign a new left winger and have identified Luis Diaz as their priority target. However, it appears that a former transfer target could now be back on the agenda of the La Liga champions. Barcelona's sporting director Deco has held a meeting with Nico Williams' agent, a clear sign that Barca are serious about bringing the young winger to Camp Nou. Indeed, according to Carlos Monfort of Sport, Barcelona have held a transfer summit with Felix Tinta, the agent of athletic club winger Nico Williams. Tinta traveled to Barcelona to meet with the club's sporting director, Deco. The two met at a hotel in the city to explore whether a move, previously ruled out, could be reactivated this summer. Tinta had already negotiated with Barca last summer, reaching an advanced stage for a potential move that ultimately fell through. Over the past few months, he has maintained contact with the La Liga champions and wanted to directly gauge their willingness to proceed with a deal for his client. However, in recent months, Barcelona appeared to have distanced themselves from the player. Williams has several strong offers on the table, and while Athletic Club are pushing for a contract renewal, his camp wanted to understand Barcelona's position in the matter. Nico Williams is keen to stay in Spain. He's not looking for a move abroad and prefers to continue his career in La Liga. The 22-year-old is attracting interest from Arsenal and Bayern Munich, both of whom are prepared to activate his €62 million clause and are offering lucrative contracts. However, their offers do not yet meet his expectations for a move abroad. If he is to leave Athletic, Nico would prefer to stay in La Liga and would be open to a move to Barcelona, provided the club demonstrates full commitment to paying the release clause. The winger has a close relationship with several players in the Barca dressing room and would welcome the move if there is clear interest from Hansi Flick, Deco, and the club. At the same time, the Spaniard will also need assurance that he can be registered without the same difficulties that led to the collapse of the transfer last year amid tensions with Athletic Club. Barcelona have identified Luis Diaz as their main target, but a deal for him would be expensive. Marcus Rashford is lined up as an alternative and a loan move for him remains an option. However, the recent meeting with Tinta may now reignite the club's interest in Nico. There is no doubt that Barca appreciates his quality, though they believe the player missed an opportunity last summer. Whether the door reopens remains to be seen. Believe it or not, Barcelona once had the chance to sign Cristiano Ronaldo for just £14 million, and they said no. Instead, they brought in 3 different players. But what actually happened to them? Where are they now, and did Barca make the right call? Cristiano Ronaldo is one of the greatest footballers of all time. It's easy to say that in 2025, but in 2003, that was far from a certainty. That's not to say there weren't many admirers of his talent. Indeed, the young Sporting CP winger had caught the eye of many big clubs across Europe. Arsenal were interested, with Arsène Wenger later admitting it was a huge regret that he couldn't get a deal across the line. In the end, Manchester United swooped in and signed Ronaldo. At Old Trafford, he would develop into a Ballon d'Or winner, before going on to even bigger things in his career, most notably at Real Madrid. However, in the years since, it has emerged that Barcelona could have signed the youngster for just £14 million in 2003. Club president Joan Laporta would later admit this, but reveal that the club prioritized 3 other signings instead. We were about to sign Ronaldinho and Rafa Marquez. Marquez's people proposed Cristiano Ronaldo to us. He was at Sporting at the time. One of his agents said that they had a player who they had sold to Manchester United for €19 million, but they'd sell him to us for €17 million. But we had already invested in Ronaldinho at the time. Cristiano played more out wide than in the center. We thought we were covered, so we rejected him, and I don't regret it. Nico Williams clearly wants the Barca badge on his chest, and with moves happening behind the scenes, this transfer could heat up fast. As for the Cristiano Ronaldo saga, just imagine how different Barca's history might have looked if they'd said yes. One decision, 3 different players, and a whole different timeline. Let us know in the comments, did Barcelona make the right call back then? And should they go all in for Nico now? Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell for all your latest Barca updates.